I'm Dr. Gina McAllister, the Dean of the School of Education, and I am so excited to welcome you today to our 2024 Fall Pinning Ceremony. This is such an exciting day for us here at the college. All of these students that you see in front of us, we're going to talk about in just a few minutes, but they have worked incredibly hard to achieve the goal that they have achieved, and so we are just honored that you are here with us today. I'd like to begin the ceremony today by thanking some people that have been very instrumental in helping these graduates reach their goal, starting with the family and the friends who have supported you guys through this journey. So if we could just take a moment to acknowledge their sacrifice and their commitment to you and their support of you by giving them a round of applause. We also have another group who have helped raise these future teachers, and that is our faculty and staff. We've spent a lot of time together. We've, what would we say? We've pushed, prodded, and pleaded and supported and held you up. So I'd like to acknowledge our faculty and staff for the hard work that they have done to help you to reach your goals also. The success of this program would not be possible if we didn't have strong partnerships with our area districts. The district personnel who help us to place interns, the teachers who open their classrooms to allow our students to gain an invaluable experience with them, that is what makes our program what it is. Giving those real life experiences and those strong partnerships are so appreciated. I know that our students have had the pleasure and the opportunity to be with some really great mentors, and so we would like to take the time now to thank those partnerships for making this all possible as well. But our biggest thank you goes to our graduates. We thank you, one, for choosing Chipola, but we also thank you all for choosing what we believe to be the greatest profession ever, and that is the profession that trains all other professions, and that is to become an educator. So we thank you for that. Earning a bachelor's degree is not an easy thing. You guys know that well. You have demonstrated determination, flexibility, strength, and a number of other life skills that are going to be very important to you as educators. So you weren't just learning how to write lesson plans and do all of those other tasks and things that we made you do, but you were also developing some really important skills that are going to make you very successful in your new career path. The journey is about to begin for you guys. Some of you it already has started. So we are just pushing you along the way to your next commitment, and that is to your students. So I want you to know that the rewards for both you and your students is going to be priceless, and it will be a lifelong thing that you'll continue to experience. So we are blessed to have you here with us today, and we would like to honor you with a little presentation that we have. So if I could direct your attention to the screen for you to see the graduates and their quotes that they have chosen to represent themselves.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Jawan Clark, faculty member in the School of Education. Each year, we select graduates to share a special graduation message to their peers. It is my pleasure to introduce one of your fellow graduates, Lana Branch, elementary education, who has prepared a few words to share with you today. Lana.
My video kind of made me emotional, so y'all bear with me. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lana Branch, and I would first like to thank everyone for being here today to celebrate this very, very significant milestone in our journey. Today, we are not just receiving a pin, we are receiving a symbol of our commitment to education and the responsibility that comes with it. I'm so honored to stand before you today, and I'm filled with so much gratitude that I get to represent this wonderful graduating class of education majors. When I was first asked if I wanted to give this speech, I was quite shocked, and I was wondering if it was sort of a mistake, because I felt I was the least capable out of this group to be giving a speech. If you would have said a year ago that I would have made it to this day and be giving a speech, I would have been very shocked, and I might have laughed. There were many moments that I felt I was not capable and that I was not going to be able to complete a long and dreadful task. However, with the help of my professors, my peers, my family, and my mentor teacher, and most importantly, my creator, I was able to endure the challenges that have been thrown at me and made it to the light at the end of the tunnel. We made it to the light at the end of the tunnel. To our professors, thank you for your dedication, your wisdom, and your belief in us. You've shared more than just knowledge. You've shown what it means to be lifelong learners. Your guidance extended beyond the classroom. It taught us how to be critical thinkers, how to challenge assumptions, and how to embrace the importance of patience and empathy. Our professors were constantly encouraging us and reminding us that we are highly capable of becoming world changers, one student at a time. You've modeled what it truly means to be a teacher, not just in what you've taught us, but in the way you've shaped the kind of educators we hope to become. To our family, friends, and loved ones, your support has been a constant source of strength, whether it was through late-night pep talks when procrastinating on a task, moments of encouragement when things felt overwhelming, or simply believing in us when we doubted ourselves, which for me was quite frequently. We couldn't have made it here without you. You've helped make today possible, and for that we are very grateful. One thing that stuck with me throughout my years of being in school was a quote that one of my high school teachers would recite to us every day. She would say it to us before we had a very dreadful and hard assignment to complete, or when we were complaining about the work we had to do that day. The quote was, "If you want to be strong, you have to lift something heavy." Just as you want to strengthen your physical body, you have to lift heavy weights. We strengthen our minds by the challenges that we endure. To become the strong teachers we are today, we had to endure many, many, many long Chipola lesson plans, very difficult tasks, and many more assignments. This was all created to help prepare us for our futures as educators. As we step into this next chapter of our lives as educators, we carry with us the knowledge that being a teacher is not just conveying information. It's about being a guide, a mentor, a comforter, a motivator, a mediator, a caregiver, and a source of inspiration for the next generation. A good teacher doesn't just teach the curriculum, they teach resilience, curiosity, kindness. They create spaces where students feel seen, heard, valued, safe, and most importantly, loved. They know that teaching is not just about facts and figures, but about building relationships, fostering creativity, and instilling a love for learning that extends far beyond the classroom walls. A good teacher is someone who understands that every student is unique and that every lesson has the potential to spark change, whether it's in a student's mindset, heart, or future. We have learned that teaching isn't simply a profession, but it is a calling, one that requires compassion, perseverance, and willingness to continuously evolve. I am proud to say that each one of my peers possesses the characteristics of a great teacher, and I cannot wait to see the positive impact of each one of you. Today, as we stand here, we are not only celebrating our academic achievements, we are also reaffirming our commitment to this honorable profession, with the knowledge that the impact we make on students will shape not only their lives, but the world around us. Thank you again to everyone who has been a part of this journey. We are ready to go out there and make a difference. And as Dr. Clark would always say, you're great, great, great. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Casey Dogle, School of Education faculty member. We are privileged to have Mr. Patrick Jones, principal at Alpha School, as our guest speaker today. It is a special honor to welcome Mr. Jones, as he is a 2012 graduate of our elementary education program. He has been an educator for over 13 years, with 7 years as a classroom teacher and 6 years as an administrator. Education runs deep in his family. Both his wife and mother are also graduates of our program and continue to work in education. Mr. Jones would like to share some words of encouragement with our graduates as you begin your new career. Please help us in welcoming Mr. Patrick Jones.
I had to raise this thing up a little bit. All right. I'd like to say good morning or good afternoon, faculty of Chipola College, family, friends, and most important, Chipola graduates. Today we celebrate the brave, passionate, and probably caffeine-addicted individuals who are about to embark on one of the most rewarding, challenging, and occasionally chaotic journeys known to humanity, teaching. Yes, you've chosen to enter the rewarding profession where you'll shape young minds, inspire future leaders, and let's be honest, you'll probably confiscate more cell phones than you can count. But first, let's take a moment to acknowledge that you made it through student teaching. You survived lesson plans, classroom observations, and one of the most dreaded words of all time, task. Are you even an education graduate if you didn't occasionally start, refine, and try to finish a task before the 11:59 deadline the night it was due? If you can handle that, trust me, you're ready for anything. Well, almost anything. Middle school students are still a little unpredictable at times, so we try to learn with them on the fly. But now, as you prepare to step into your own classrooms, here's 6 pieces of advice that will hopefully help you out as you start your journey. Number 1, be flexible. Lesson plans are great, but be ready to adapt. More times than not, lesson plans don't go as planned. There will be fire drills at the worst possible moments, unexpected questions that turn into full-blown conversations, and days where your students' energy matches that of a herd of water buffalo. But embrace the unpredictability, because those unplanned moments that often lead to the most memorable learning experiences. And flexibility isn't just a survival skill. It's where the magic of teaching truly happens. And remember, sometimes the best lesson is one that wasn't in the plans at all. 2, you got to master the teacher look. You know, the one that can silence a room in about 3 seconds. It's a blend of authority, compassion, and sternness. I'm sure all of you in this room, even our guests today, can picture someone in their life that had that teacher look that they had when they were going through the classroom setting. You might even know one on this stage. Practice, use, and perfect. This skill will save you more than once. My 3rd piece of advice, find your teacher crew. The individuals you surround yourself with makes a huge difference in the education field. I can tell you some of my favorite years in the classroom weren't because of how my students scored on a state assessment, and they weren't because I had the best behaved class in the world, but I worked with some wonderful individuals. When you can enjoy going to work because of the people that surround you, you have found your home. These individuals get you through the tough times, and they'll also be there to laugh with you, if not at you, and celebrate your success, and even give you a shoulder to cry on when the students finally get to the point where they tell you you're getting old. So get about year 12 to 13, it starts, I promise. It's happened the last couple of years for me. Number 4, embrace the chaos. Let's face it, there are going to be days when almost everything goes wrong. The internet is going to crash. Your lesson, it will flop. And you'll walk 20 laps around your room just to try to get rid of the urge of going to the bathroom because you can't go. Just remember, chaos is often where the best learning happens. A sense of humor is often the best survival tool. Laugh often, especially at yourself. My 5th piece of advice is never stop learning. You're here because you believe in the power of education. Remember, it applies to you too. Be curious, try new things, attend workshops. Always ask yourself, what else do I bring to the table for my students? Because the best teachers are lifelong learners. I feel like I can learn something new every day. The day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. Keep growing, graduates. My 6th piece of advice is celebrate the little wins. Not every day will be life-changing, but every day can be meaningful. I recently polled on my Facebook account a wide variety of teachers, administrators, people that work in the education field, and I asked them, I said, what's one piece of advice you want me to give to the graduates coming out of an education program? The overwhelming response was to build relationships with your students. It's not the lesson plans. It's not how well can this lesson go for me today. Is everything set up in a row? It's the relationships you build with your kids in the classroom. A retired school teacher and administrator once said, you have to show the students how much you care before they care how much you know. Showing compassion with your students and having empathy are vital skills to understanding our students and their backgrounds. Never forget to celebrate the small victories either. A student finally understanding long division, a quiet thank you from that student who is very unexpected, or even just making it to Friday without spilling your coffee on your work clothes. Those are the moments that matter more than you realize. To the friends and family here today in the audience, thank you for supporting these graduates. For some of you graduates, you wouldn't be here today without them. They were there to push you and to tell you that one day this will all be worth it, and eventually you will get paid to be in these classrooms rather than looking and observing. But to everyone that's here, please don't forget about these graduates as they start on their teaching journey. They need your support more now than ever as they start in their own classrooms and moving into the education field. Graduates, you're about to change the world, one student at a time. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. So go forth, inspire, and remember these words of advice as you embark on your teaching journey. A good education can change anyone. A good teacher can change everything. Congratulations to the Chipola School, the fall graduates of 2024. Pave your own path and go make a difference.
Thank you, Mr. Jones, for those encouraging and inspiring words. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Johnson, faculty member in the School of Education. This pinning ceremony that we have here today has been adopted from the field of nursing. It is a time-honored tradition, and it dates back to the 1860s. The ceremony is intended to be a personally meaningful introduction into the brotherhood and the sisterhood of educators. The expectations of a professional educator are outlined in the Florida Department of Education Code of Ethics of the Education Profession. Please listen carefully as I read the code. The educator values the worth and dignity of every person, the pursuit of truth, devotion to excellence, acquisition of knowledge, and the nurture of democratic citizenship. Essential to the achievement of these standards are the freedom to learn and to teach, and the guarantee of equal opportunities for all. The educator's primary professional concern will always be for the student and for the development of the student's potential. The educator will therefore strive for professional growth and will seek to exercise the best professional judgment and integrity. Aware of the importance of maintaining the respect and confidence of one's colleagues, of students, of parents, and of other members of the community, the educator strives to achieve and sustain the highest degree of ethical conduct. The pin that you will be receiving today is a symbol of your commitment to the education profession and upholding these expectations within the Code of Ethics. Congratulations on your decision to become a professional educator. The graduates have prepared a message to share with their friends and family here today. Kylie Harvey, president of the Future Educators Club and senior in the School of Education, will read the messages as the graduates receive their pins. Graduates, as your name is called, please proceed to the stage.
Lana Branch. I would first like to start by saying just how proud I am that we have come this far. I am so grateful for the people that I am standing with today. They made this journey possible and were there for me each step of the way. It has been such an amazing experience getting to see everyone blossom into the amazing teachers they are. I would also like to thank God for creating me with a passion for children and teaching. I have grown up wanting to be a teacher and to have my very own classroom. I can't believe I am so close to my dream. I can't wait to be able to impact the lives of so many children and to make them feel loved. Thank you to everyone who encouraged me along the way and pushed me to be a better me. I will forever be grateful. Sky McFeeters. Teaching is a calling brought on to all of us in this room today. Romans 8:28 states, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." For those who have helped me meet my calling, my loving husband, my mother, family, friends, and a few unexpected people I've met along the way, including my third grade team, I give thanks and love to you. Sometimes when I felt like giving up, it was you and looking in the eyes of my 3 children that helped push me to achieve my goal. Thank you again for helping me achieve my goal of dedicating my life to helping, loving, and teaching future generations. Shelby Wasson. Isaiah 6:8 says, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord asking, 'Who will I send? Who will go for us?' I said, 'Here I am, send me.' I 100% believe this is a calling the Lord has so graciously given me. While I give him the glory, there are a few people here who he allowed to take this journey with me. Lucas, you believed in me in this calling before I did. Your love and support have carried me through the long, exhausting days. Chloe and Colby, I hope you don't remember the long days and nights when I was gone to class or occupied by schoolwork. Instead, I hope that you remember today and believe in yourself to accomplish your goals. To my parents, thank you for your encouragement, support with the kids, and always being there when I needed you. And to many other friends and family whose prayers and support lifted me up through hard days, thank you. I'm very thankful for each of you and the role you've played in getting me here." Mackenzie Williams. Today is a day I've dreamed of for what genuinely feels like my entire life. When I officially decided to declare my desire to teach, I had not fully realized all the late nights and constant worry for my students that would consume me. But with that, I could have never anticipated all the deep belly laughs, the intense love, the excitement for learning, and amazing community that I would get to experience and gain from this profession. I always wanted to do something that I was passionate about and to feel like I truly made a contribution to this world at the end of each day. Teaching has become so much more than I ever could have imagined. I will never fully be able to share all of the gratitude I have for the people who stood by me and motivated me to conquer a calling that I prayed so long for. I want to personally thank my amazing husband, Dylan, for always pushing me to be my best self, keeping me grounded when my fears try to take over, and praising me when I forget to be proud of myself. Thank you to my family for praying for me always, trusting my dream no matter what got thrown my way, and cheering me on constantly. Thank you to the Chipola Education Department for only accepting the best and reminding me of my capabilities. Thank you to the administration and the third grade team at K.M. Smith Elementary for taking a chance on a passionate young woman who is constantly asking a million questions. And finally, thank you to my fellow classmates that have been such a light in this journey and have made me feel like I am a part of something special. David Smith. To say this journey has been easy going would be deceitful. It had its ups and downs, with many points feeling impossible. It was in these times that my instructors, classmates, family, and friends picked me back up and pushed me forward. I thank my mentors, Professor Curtis McInnes and Cherise Sutton, for Mr. Eddie Ellis and Miss Kayla Wilson for keeping the fire lit when the job got hard and I felt like I was facing an uncertain future. I thank Chipola College for preparing me for the adventures ahead in my career, as well as Graceville School for giving me the chance to prove myself worthy of the title educator. I thank my friend and music director, Kenny Keith, for being an encouraging presence and confidant. I thank my wife, Samantha, and my 3 children, Christopher, Gabriel, and Jonathan, for putting up with the long nights and hard days. I thank my mother and father for encouraging me to go when I wanted to quit. Lastly, I thank God for putting me here and guiding me towards His goal and purpose for me. I did it. I finally did it. John Brady Tomlinson. Getting to this point in my professional career is something I have dreamed of. I want to thank my beautiful wife, Madeline, for her unending support. Thank you for being the foundation upon which I could grow into the man I never thought I could be. I also want to thank my parents for supporting me throughout my education. You guys have always been there for me, and I appreciate it more than you know. I also want to thank Dr. Johnson, Mr. Ellis, and Dr. Clark for keeping my candle for education lit. I honestly don't think that I would still be in education if not for these people. Thank you for being who you are so I could become the person I am today. Emma Richards. I would first like to thank God for allowing me to make it this far. I would also like to thank my family and friends for the continuous encouragement and support throughout this program. I would like to give a special shout out to my intern teacher, Miss Michelle McCaskill, as well as the administration staff and students at Alpha School. I truly felt welcomed and accepted as one of your own during my internship. Lastly, I would like to thank my classmates for their constant support to finish the program. I truly could not have made it this far without each of you. Clinton Brock. First, I want to thank my wife and kids. Without my wife, I would not be here. I remember the day I came home and she told me she registered me to go back to school. I was nervous at first, but it has been a blessing and the push I needed. Next, I wanted to thank Mr. Ellis, who not only was my mentor for many years, but also my friend. Working alongside him in his persistent encouragement to finish my degree helped give me the confidence I needed. I would also like to thank my work family at Mariana K-8. They supported me throughout this journey, helping me stay on task. Lastly, I would like to thank Chipola, the College of Education, and my fellow classmates.
Let's give the graduates one more round of applause. Again, congratulations on this major accomplishment. We look forward to hearing about all of the great things that you're going to achieve. We know that you are going to impact so many lives throughout your career, and we're so excited to see where that's going to take you in the next few years. We welcome you now as our colleagues and Chipola alumni. Before we conclude today, I would like to invite Mr. Eddie Ellis. He's a longtime educator and has been their internship supervisor here at Chipola College, to come forward and share some words with them as we close. Mr. Ellis?
Good evening. It is my, as Les Brown would say, it's my plum pleasing pleasure being the one to go into the schools where these interns go each and every day and excel at teaching our future leaders. What do you do, educators, when you go and get ready to do something and everything that you wrote down, someone has already said? So you have to just pivot. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just pivot, and we're just going to go off the top of our head here. So what I'm going to do is real simple. I'm going to go back about 35 years when I was an elementary school teacher. So you're going to have to repeat after me. So this is going to be interactive for about 15, 20 seconds, okay? You're going to have to repeat after me. Say, I am somebody. Hello, lights. Let's try that again. I am somebody. I am special. I love me. I will make a difference in this world. I will succeed. In the world and the profession of education, those positive affirmations is something that you need to say to yourself each and every day before you walk out of your house, going into your classroom. We did it for about 17 years at Golston Elementary. I would have my students repeat every day, I am somebody. I am special. I love me. And then make them hug themselves and give themselves a big kiss. Simply because until you begin to believe that, until you begin to get that down in your spirit, then whatever wave of negativity might come your way, it might sway you not to believe in yourself. So each and every day before you leave your home, make sure you say that and repeat that to yourself each and every day, that you are special, that you are somebody. You're in the world of education. You're in a profession where you are going to now educate the future leaders of this world. And that's important. See, people choose to be doctors. People choose to be lawyers. People choose to be engineers. You didn't choose to be a teacher. It was a calling. Because you don't choose to go into the teaching profession. Trust me. It is a calling that you have. It is something that's deep down in your heart and deep down in your spirit that you want to do. So keep that fire burning. You have my number, you have Dr. Clark's number, you have Dr. McAllister's number, you have all of the numbers that you need. If things get rough, call. We will continue to give you words of encouragement. We will continue to give you little gold nuggets to help you succeed at what you already do well. So it's important that you understand and that you realize these young people that you see every day, they need you. They need you. They need you to let them know that they're somebody. They need you to let them know they're special. They need you to let them know that they can succeed. And that can only come from you. You were created for a time like this. This is your time. This is your time to go into the world and make a difference. I'll leave you with this. I'm reminded of a story of an old mule named Gus. And Brother Brock probably has heard this story before. But an old mule named Gus said this young couple had just got married. And they were driving down the country road, getting ready to go to their honeymoon, probably talking to each other. Might even been on the cell phone because they ended up running into a ditch. And they could not get that car out of the ditch. And so they started walking up the dirt road. And they saw a farmhouse in the distance. And so they walked to the farmhouse, they knocked on the door, and the elderly man came to the door and they said, "Sir, we need your help. Our car is down the road in the ditch. We can't get it out." The old man said, "No problem. So he went to his barn, and he got this old mule out. And he brought the old mule down, hitched him up to the car. The old man said, "Pull, Bob, pull." That old mule didn't move. He said, "Pull, Ralph, pull." Old mule just stood there. The old man said, "Pull, Gus, pull." Old Gus started pulling with all of his might and pulled that car out of the ditch. The young couple looked at the old man, and the young couple said, "Sir, can we ask you a question?" He said, "Sure." He said, "You called the mule 2 different names before you called him Gus." They said, "Why did you do that?" The old man said, "Well, you see, Gus is blind." And so Gus did not know there were not other mules pulling. But when he heard his name, he pulled because he wanted to be part of the team that pulled the car out. So I say to you, as was said previously, surround yourself with a team of good people. Trust them. Surround yourself with people that are going to lift you up and not put you down. Surround yourself with positive people, not negative people. The world is full of negativity. So when you hear your name called, pull, pull, because you're part of a great team now called Educators. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. And thank all of you for joining the celebration today. And we want to just one more time say congratulations to you guys. We're not going anywhere. We're still going to be here. So when you guys get to needing us, you know where to find us, okay? Thank you guys for coming. This concludes our ceremony. I know that you want to spend a little time with your own personal celebrations. Give us 1 second to take a couple pictures, and then they'll be all yours. Thank you, guys.